What's up, all you cool kids? This is Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net. Coming at you live from my craft room here in Las Vegas, Nevada, you guys, as I do Monday through Friday, bringing you junk journal content and videos. So if that is what you're into, please do hit that subscribe button. Give me a little thumbs up. Let me know that you care. I pretty much post a new video every single day. So if that's what you guys are into, please do hit that subscribe button. Okay, you guys, today what I'm doing is I'm continuing on my Pink Christmas Junk Journal saga. I have my cover made, I have my inside cover made, and I have my signatures sorted out, folded in half, and I have added the trim, my Christmas trim, trim, into the signature, right? So I have done all that for all three of my signatures. They are pretty much ready, except for a couple things I still need to add to be sewn into this cover. Let me show you what that's going to look like. I have done, this is pretty much what I do for all of my junk journals. Hey Beverly, hi Jen, how are y'all? How are you? This is pretty much how I basically make all of my junk journals. Here's my cover for this, and here's the step that I want to do today, which is to insert these signatures, and if I have enough time, I will glue this into. I think that I will have enough time for that because I'm pretty much done with everything else. So that is what we are doing today. I'm one step away from finishing this one up too here. I just have them all in different steps, and that's okay. So what I need to do here to this journal is I went to the dollar store today and I found some really cute bags. So I thought it would be kind of fun to put them in the journal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, I think, 2 of these green ones and 1 of these gingerbreads. I think would be kind of fun. They're just these treat bags, and I like to use them folded in half. I'll cut one in, and that way they are pockets. So these are always fun. I was lucky enough. What I was actually looking for was Christmas tissue paper. Have any? Hey Pedro, what's up? Oh look, it has pink light too. Yes, it does, right? I didn't even notice that, but hey, this one has pink sprinkles. So hey, do y'all know if there's anywhere that has Christmas tissue paper? Is that a thing? Maybe I'll have to look online. I don't know if that's a thing, because I want to decoupage some things, but I'm not sure if I can find them in time. I'm also going to have some of these lawn pockets that I got at an online auction a while ago. So I'm going to use one of these each and then one of these each in the signature. So those will be my little add-ons. Let me get a nice fun punch actually for these pockets. What do I have that'll look good with that? Oh, my classic Martha Stewart punch. I love this punch so much. Let's see if it'll work. If it doesn't, I have other bags. Okay, let's do that. I love this punch. It's really cute, very classic. Just a very nice little lace detail here is cute. Make sure okay. There we go. So now it has a nice decorative opening on this side as well as this side, and then this part right here I make into a little tuck, so that'll be cute. Dollar Tree usually does. It may not, might be early. Yes, it was a little early. But they did have some stuff. And this is what I could use of the stuff that they had. So for now, I was like, okay, I should probably check the actual dollar store, the 99-cent store. See what they have for Christmas. They've been going all out lately for holidays. I need to check them out. And then this side right here. Oh, I need to go a little bit more over here. Oh, I got one last one. I think I might do it on here too. So So let me work on this. This bag is adorable. This bag is so cute. I got these at Family Dollar Tree. So, well, at Dollar Tree, I should say, not Family Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. So if you want to check your Dollar Tree, see if they have them. They might. They were just starting to roll out the holiday stuff. It's just starting to get good, you know? It's just starting to get good. Okay, so let's see if I can do these here, if it works out. See if it works out well. Punch, 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 punch. Okay. Oh, you can put something cute in here and it has a little bit of a detail. Again, I got these bags on some online auction. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, so I apologize if you watch this video and you want to comment, because I know she acknowledged me in the chat and she knows that she sold to me, and she said that she watched my channel sometimes, and she said that she doesn't comment a lot. So if that was you, please comment and say that that was you, because a lot of people have been asking me, and I didn't go to her Etsy store or anything, so I don't know if she does have one. She had the cutest things that I have actually yet to play with. I need to get into it. Adorable things. Okay, so there's that. Probably shouldn't have cut off on top of all this stuff. Anyways, so let me fold them in half and then we can get ready to sew the signature. I need my fancy butter knife. That's what I call this. My fancy butter knife. And I like to use the edge of my scoreboard to find a nice middle. Actually, you know what? I think I might cut this into here. Do I want to do that? No, because it's going to cut his head off. I don't want to do that to a little. I don't want to do that to a little fella. Okay. This one I will do. This one I will actually do because this would be adorable. Sorry, this is last minute decisions. I should have done this before the video, but it's okay. It's just a little delay, minor delay. Okay, so there we go. Let me do that to this one too, because that really turns it adorable. Love this punch. I have other punches too. This one is like honestly my go-to, because I feel like the cut on it is still pretty strong, so it doesn't make the paper weak and tending to rip. So that's why I like this one. Okay, so good. Let me focus on that. Right, that's what I said. That's what I said I was gonna do. And I know that all my journals pretty much are all the same size, so it has to be less than 5 inches wide. So this is 4 1/4-ish. So it's good to go in my pages. That's how I like to measure things. That's why I make my journals all the same. And when I don't make my journals the same, a lot of my embellishments and decorations don't end up working. Like, say, on a smaller journal, it just does not end up working. I've only deviated from this size journal only a couple times, because it just makes the whole process easier for me, that I already know. I know what to print my stuff at. You know what I mean? I can prepare a lot for a lot of journals if they're all the same size. Okay, so these are going to be fun to use. I don't know what could be used in this except for like a churro or something. Like maybe 2 or 3 churros. It'd be perfect for that. Okay. So I got the bags here. Yeah, I call my cat Little Fella. So I guess I call everything Little Fella. Okay, so here's the first signature, and I need to put, I'm going to put this one on the middle, so this will be in the end. Okay, so where do I want to put this here in the signature? Let's see, maybe right here. I'm going to put this like this. For whatever reason, I feel like it should be like that. Okay. And then I need one of these ones here too. Put this around the middle one. It'll look cute here against the white. The white and the pink. Okay, so there's that. That's the first signature. Oh, and I also want to draw a line in the middle of my signature in the middle. Very middle page of the signature. I'm going to draw a line here. That's to help me when I sew. Okay, so that signature's done. Yum churros. I measure things in churros. Churros. Oh man, there's this cookie store nearby. I don't know if it's just a Vegas thing. I don't know if they're everywhere, but it's this cool company named Crumble Cookies. No, this one's the middle one, so this one needs this one right here. It's this cool store called Crumble Cookies, and they make the most amazing churro cookie. Joan, hi Joan. Thank you so much. You're too kind. You are too kind. They make the most amazing churro cookie, and it legit tastes like a churro. Oh my god, it's the best. They're like a $4 cookie, so it's like, and they don't have that cookie all the time. They're pretty cool. They like rotate their flavors, so like every week they have something different. And so I only go when they have the churro cookie, which luckily for me is like maybe probably like every 6 weeks they have it. So I have to follow them on Facebook, so I make sure I go when they have the churro cookie. Okay, so I put those bags in there. That's going to be pretty much the only thing I'm going to be adding on. There's 2 of them, so I figure that's good enough as far as pockets. I add other things too that are for pockets, but specifically these pockets, that's pretty much all I'm going to add. Okay, so the next thing I need to do for the process, wait, did I put the line in the middle of the signature on them? This one I did not. So let me draw a line down the middle. And a line down the middle to help me when I sew, because I sew the signatures in with my sewing machine. So I need to be able to tell. That one I did. Okay, cool. So the next step I need to do is I actually need to see if I've already done this step or not. 1 second. Let me go grab what I need. I need a piece of chipboard to be a certain size. And let me see if this is the size. Sometimes I already have it cut, sometimes I don't. Let's see. Is this the right size? So this is 8.5 tall and 5.5 wide. So you need a piece of chipboard if you decide to do this method in a different size. I have done this method in different size, smaller size. What you need to do, well, that's one of the steps. What you need to do is make this piece of chipboard the size of your cover right here. So this is the size of my cover. So that's the size chipboard that I'm using for this next step, which is actually not the next step. The next step is that I need to figure out where I am going to put my signatures. So what I always do, and I literally always do this, is I'll measure in the middle, 1/2 inch to the right and 1/2 inch to the left. That's how I figure it out, and it works perfectly when I put them here on the spine. And I've come to learn that with, I love that cereal. Shut up, Pedro. I've come to learn that with the decoration, everything that I put 3 signatures, it has to be, the spine has to be a minimum of 2 inches, and 3 signatures, half an inch spread apart, work perfectly, and you don't get those weird gaps on the side of the signature. So I need to fold this in half to get where my middle signature is going to be. I've made this process as simple as I possibly could take for my little brain, okay? I used to do 2 signatures, but I found that it's actually easier to do 3 signatures, so I started doing 3 signatures. But anyways, I'm going to draw a line so I can physically see that where I'm putting my signature is in the middle. Okay, and I'm using a pencil. Is it your box? Oh yeah, this is my cereal right here. It has been my cereal since childhood. Okay, so I'm gonna put it doesn't matter where in the measurement here we put it. I just want to put it on like an even number, so I'll put it on the 7-inch. And now what I'm gonna do, just gonna make sure that's where it should be. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure 1/2 inch to the right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go in with my pencil. And then I'm going 1/2 inch to the left. And I'm going to draw that in. Okay, so there is where my signatures need to lay, need to sit, so that way they are nice and in place and nice and spread out evenly on my cover. And of course I've done this live, so y'all know how I got to this process right here already, right? Okay, so now what we need to do, let me get rid of this right here because I'm not going to move it anymore. Now what we need to do is you got to get your piece of chipboard that is, again, the size of your cover. Whatever size cover you decide to do, you're going to need a piece of chipboard the size of that. You have such a great little system. Thank you. It's taken me trial and error to get to it, to my favorite, comfortable spot. So let me decide. Yeah, I guess this is the direction I want the cover. I don't want the rose to look like it's falling. Everything should look like it's going up. Your hair is kind of falling, but you know what? Okay, fine. Okay, so it doesn't really matter in what order I go. I am going to make sure that all my pages are going the right way, first of all, because that is mistake number 1 I am afraid to make, like legit. First, I just need to make sure all my pages are going the right direction, that none of them are upside down, because honestly, that is where I always make a mistake somehow, and I swear I checked it 5 times over, and somehow something ends up upside down. I'm not going to let that happen today. Not today. Not today. Okay, so again, making sure all the pages are going the right way right now, just as a safety precaution. I don't really care right now if everything's perfect. Just making sure my pages are right facing up. Get some water. Okay. And of course, all the pages pretty much are printables and book pages. The printables from my shop and, book pages from my collection. Okay. So now that I made sure everything is nice and straight and in order, I need my cover here. And what I'm going to do with this chipboard piece, which is the size of my cover, is I am going to place this in the middle of this whole piece of chipboard here. So every page I need to make sure it goes in the middle. And I'm also pulling on this side with my thumb and my whatever index finger this is. And so I hold it like this right here, nice and tight. And I'm going to do that with every single page I put down. as long as it's in my grip. And I'm trying not to put everything in the middle as far as these little pieces, because then that creates too much bulk on one side. And again, always making sure that we have our pages going the right way. I also like to push a little bit on the spine here, so that way I know that they're going to stay in place and nice and tight together. Placing my pages where I want them to go. So I know that this exactly is the size of my spine and I need these pages to be in the middle. I always like to have this much space above and this much space below. And it's actually going to be even smaller than that, the width between the covers. Right there. This may not be the fastest process, but for me, this is, I have like problems with my hands. So this is kind of the easiest way that I can make a journal that I find comfortable. Maybe that'll change in the future. But for now, I've actually been doing this kind of journal for a while now. And I really like it. So I know since I put some stuff up here, some stuff in the middle, I'm going to put this one down a little bit more low. That is a journal card from my shop that I decided to keep together the way that it printed out. And kind of make it as an insert here for my page, for my signature, I should say. This journal is going to have a lot of lined paper. So there's going to be a lot of space for journaling. I really don't know how many Christmas journals I'm going to make. I know somebody last year asked me if I was going to sell this one Christmas journal I was in the process of making. And I just never got that journal made. I made one Christmas journal. It sold. And then I never got another journal made. So I make what I make. I'm not trying to make a Christmas collection. I'm just trying to make a few, one or two. I think. We'll see. That's how I feel. It's already too late to try and make a Christmas collection, and I am not going to rush it. I'm just going to make a few journals that I am happy with. Okay. So now I have all the pages nice and tight. I even try and like jam this right here. I have hand problems 2 minus fibromyalgia. I don't know what it is with me. I don't know why my hands hurt a lot, after doing a little bit of work, but they do. So that's why I got to make my time count here. Okay, so I want to place my pages on this spine. I can see where they're supposed to go. So I want to put my pages on the spine. I want to make basically the width of this stitch right here is where my signature is supposed to lay. So in between these stitches is where my signature is supposed to lay. Literally the size in between the stitches and no more. And so once I drop it, I want to have some giant paper clips. I love these paper clips. I'll give y'all the link to them on Amazon because they are the best. So I'm going to lay the signature here. It might shift. My pages might not be perfect, but also I can tell because I made a line here. I can match up the lines. First of all, I can start over if I want to. That's always easy to do. That's not a problem. Can always start over. Trying to make sure my signature stays in the middle here. And we're going to lay it down here. I try and keep as much force on this right here so that way the signature middle is right where it's supposed to be. But also I made mistakes with this and you can't really tell that you made a mistake too much. You'll figure it out. It really just takes practice. Okay, so I'm trying to put my signature here where the line is supposed to be. Here and here. Again, I can physically see it. So it makes this a little bit less of guessing games. Okay, and then I'm going to use these paper clips here to hold it in place. I love my paper clips. We had a drop in temperature and that always sucks. You should move to Las Vegas. It's hot most of the year. It's hot 95% of the year. You'll love it. Okay, so the next step is to actually head to my sewing machine. And let me get you guys the link to these paper clips. I will leave the link down below in the description box, of course. Jumbo paper clips, you will need these. And it's a nice amount of paper clips if you're going to make a lot of journals. Okay, Of course, paper clips. Okay, so now I got my sewing machines. Let me get my camera a little bit in the back so I can show y'all a little bit more of my sewing process here. So I have my tension set to 3.5. I'm going to use a straight stitch, and my width is going to be, let's do 3.5. We'll see how that feels. So there should be about 10 to 15 pages here, all in all. That's the goal I go for. Any more than that, and my sewing machine kind of starts having a little bit of problems. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna stitch, and then I do back stitch for the signatures. I'm holding my breath, that's why I'm not talking. As you can see, I think this technically would be junk journal number 79. And I still hold my breath when it comes to sewing in the signatures. And it doesn't matter what technique I use. It doesn't matter if I use this technique 78 times over. I still hold my breath when it comes to the signature. Okay, so here we go. That is our sewn in signature right here. It's the first of 3. Now, let me show you what could go wrong. Well, the only thing that could really go wrong is that instead of sitting in the middle like this, you could have sewn a little bit more off center, and it happens. And it really doesn't cause any problems in the final product. It's hardly noticeable, so this just takes some practice. I've been doing this for a long time. So now this is nice and sewed in. That signature looks good. The stitching is pretty clean on this. You don't want to use too close of a stitch on this because then you might perforate your pages instead of stitching through them. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and paper clip this down. I have some paper clips that are like, nice and wide, and then I have some that are more shut, and so I use them for different reasons. Okay, so I am going to clip this off to the side so I have a more flat surface to work on. You get so perfect on the length sometimes. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, and that's okay. Okay, so here's my middle signature. Again, the first step I go through is to make sure I don't have any pages upside down. That is like my worst nightmare, and it happens all the time. I'm not gonna lie. So I always double, triple check to make sure everything is going the right way. Somehow, some way, one page always ends up backwards. I don't know how. I don't know why, and it's not fair. But it does happen to me. To me, right? Just to me. Okay, let me get back down here. Okay, so pages are good. Let's move on to sewing it on. I'm going to need, no, we're fine with these. Okay, so I got my cover, chipboard, faux cover. And again, I'm going to line up the pages in the middle of this. This I'll put down here because on the last signature it was more up here, so it'll be down here this time. There we go. We had our first snow in September. Girl, no. It's barely. I think we're still in the 90s. My AC still needs to come on. But I can now turn off my AC around 8 o'clock, so that's really nice. My electric bill this month was like $60 less than last month, so that's nice. Because I turn off my AC as soon as it's 75, I turn it off. I am not playing around. It turns off by itself, but just to play it safe, I'll turn it off. Okay, so here's this. I like fresh weather. So this will be more in the middle. I haven't put anything in the middle here. Again, holding it nice and tight here with my thumb and my forefinger or index finger, whatever they're called, with these fingers right here. And then sometimes I like to put pressure here on the left side, just to keep it nice and tight. Okay, and here is, we're almost done with this here, so you can sew it in. Again, the sewing of the signatures, I always hold my breath. I can't. Every time it just makes me nervous. And I'm not new at this, but it's still jitters. It still causes me jitters. Okay, so there we go. Okay. So I got it nice and tight here. I'm going to lay it here on where my spine is supposed to, where my signature is supposed to go. Again, in between the stitches. Don't really have a lot of, I don't give myself a lot of wiggle room. I'm going to triple check that this paper is going the right way, that this signature is going the right way. Again, triple checking because I'm paranoid. Okay, so it's going to go right here. Okay, and then I'm going to let it go. Like that. And again, I can physically tell if my signature is going to be in place by lifting it up and noticing where I drew in the signature. So now I'm going to clip it on to the cover, of course. I clip it onto the cover. And on this side, I'm going to clip it onto like half of this signature, I guess. Okay, so we're all set. Let's go to the signature sewing here. I really want to give you a way to go. Looks like fun. It is fun. It is not the easiest. There are easier ways to do this, but this is just the way I like it. Okay. Here we go. Let me just make sure I am in the middle. It's a little bit far away from my face. I just want to check. Backspace. Now this is where it gets a little bit trickier to sew because there's more space here that it has to jump through because of the signature here on the left. So I do have to push it along a little bit, just a little bit. 1 second. I'm going to move a little bit further this way. Okay, this is going well. And I have done this many times. So I can tell you I don't like to do more than 15 pages because then my sewing machine really struggles. I don't think my sewing machine would like this part. No, it's just a bunch of paper. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just trust me. Just trust me. I have done the math. Anything more than 15 pages is bad. Don't even try. I have tried it. I lived through it, and I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. Okay. Oh yeah, but the AC's basically been turned off all night. So the AC turns on now at like 12. And before then I can just have the fan on. And my cat gets to look outside and he freaking loves it. And so here we are, you guys. You can see that this method that I'm doing, again, with practice, I'm not going to lie, I was not good. I was not this good in the beginning. But with practice, you will get better at it. Right here, I kind of went off to the side. It's fine. But with practice, you can get here. Okay, so here's this. And that way, I just like the huge gap here. So this 1/2 inch is okay for me. I can bear with it. Anything more than that, it just hurts my eyes. So that is also why I picked 3, because I used to do 2, and there was just too much width between the what is this called? This right here. Between this part and here, there was just too much space here. So I decided to do 3 signatures spaced it out a little bit better, and it just worked a little bit better for me. So the cover still wants to bend in, but once we get this jacket on there, that kind of stops. But the whole way through, I do like to kind of bend it to my desire and push out the part that wants to bend in, because some of it does want to bend in, but that's okay. Just push it back. Okay, let's do the last signature. Okay, just making sure, literally making sure for the 5th time that I have not put anything upside down. I mean, I could undo this and restitch it. It has happened in the past. I have done it in the past, and it works. I don't want to do it. I check and triple check so that I don't have to do that, but I had to do it in the past, and it has worked somehow. How wide is your spine again? This spine, if you want to know exactly how wide it is 2 and almost a half. Almost 1/2, almost 2.5, like literally a 1/4 inch. So I can't remember what measurement that is, but it's something. But it's almost 2.5, like literally a hair off 2.5. So I do this with, again, any spine 2 to 2.5 inches, which is basically the same width as all these cereal boxes, because I use cereal box, so usually that one. Okay, so let's do the last signature. Again, let's make sure that I am not putting in any pages upside down, right? Okay, let's make sure that I made my score line. Okay, cool. Not upside down, not upside down, not upside down. Okay, let me clip these back because they're already getting on my nerves. So I'm going to clip half of it right here. And then I'm going to clip the other half to the spine here. Like that. So that way it holds it all in, but not with all one paper clip. Okay, anyways. Make sure nothing is upside down. If you're looking for pink Christmas stuff, I have pink Christmas printables in my shop. Check it out. Okay. So here in the center. Okay, so now let's get ready to sew. Hey, Chris. How are you? How are you? This will be in the middle. And again, just making sure we are centered. Okay, so this will be more down here. Okay. Again, holding this tight with my fingers and holding, kind of trying to hold this here up against the spine. Are we back? Are we good? Are we good? Refresh. Are we good? We lost some peeps. We lost some peeps. Are we back? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we got this signature set up. Got my paper clips ready to go. Gonna put this signature in place. I'm going to let it go before I let go of the chipboard. Paper clip this to the cover. And again, you can physically see if you're going to be aligned with these signatures. Okay. So I'm actually going to just clip half of these. Okay. So here we go. Let's get this sewn on here. And it just works, you guys. It just works. It somehow just works. Again, I do kind of help it along. It doesn't want to actually do it, but I do help it along. And I've had journals where this part doesn't look so good. But you know what, honey? It's all secured. It's not going nowhere, guaranteed. Are we here? Are we here? Are we here? Okay. So now we can get all our paper clips off, I believe. We are finished with the paper clips. My gosh, what have you gotten yourself into here? My goodness. Okay. My paper clips off. So I have this one. Okay, you guys. So now we have got all of our signatures in place where they're supposed to be. If you can see that. Real nice and neat here. And now what we need to do, we gotta glue this into our book. So that's why I'm not worried about, even if you do this messy, even if your sewing machine messes up on here, this is all gonna be glued down, so nothing is gonna come off. So you'll get good, you'll get good. Live again 3 times, I know. I'm trying to get that YouTube money, dude. Trying to make that YouTube check this month. I'm just kidding. I just have a lot of stuff to do. I just have a lot more energy now that my tooth doesn't hurt. That's great. Okay, so I do have to decide what part of this I want to be the front. But let me see if I have... Do I have the material that I need for the next step? Let me check. I do. Okay, slightly. It's a little messy, but you know what's okay, so this next part right here is kind of something that I've been doing recently. I'm using the papers from the Patty stain in my last video, but it's okay. So what I've come to do is I need to glue this whole cover, right? So I'm going to need to add glue to this whole thing. So in order to protect my pages from all that glue, I have been doing this right here, you guys. Check this out. So I lay this, oops, I moved my camera somehow, I don't know how, but I have moved my camera. Oh yeah, because I moved it out of place here, so hang on 1 second. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I'm like, the camera person is fired, you know, fired. Okay, here we go, we're back. So what I'm going to do is I lay this heat and bond. Let me turn off my sewing machine, I should say. Move it over. And get a long one. Again, this is leftovers from my heat and bond. And I put it lengthwise here on the back of the signatures. And what I've been doing is this. Check it out. I'll use this other piece also. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these signatures like they were a present. And if your heat and bond paper isn't long enough, then you can do this. You can Frankenstein some heat and bond together. You'll see this is crazy, but this has helped so much keep my signatures safe from glue. It's a little extreme. It's a little extra, but you know, I'm a little extra. So I'm going to tape this right here. I'm going to tape this right here. You guys, okay, I did this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I am a freaking genius, right? Like, I'm just kidding. But I was like, this is awesome. So I did a couple journals the other day this way. Okay, so now that this is done, we can fold this over. Usually this is a little bit nicer looking. So that's what we're going to fold this over. Again, this is heat and bond. You could probably do this with wax paper. If you don't have heat and bond, wax paper would probably work. So we're wrapping it up like the fanciest steak you just ever purchased, right? Ha! Look at that. Look at that, you guys. In your face. You thought it could never be done. You said I would never amount to anything, and look at me now. Okay, so now that I have my little steak package here, I am going to glue it into this cover, y'all. Okay, so let me make sure. What do I want the front to be? Do I want this to be the front? I do kind of want this little patch part to show. Let me see how the flowers are going. Do I like this little flower bit a little bit more? What do I like? What do I like? It does have two of them here. Only has one and a little part here. So actually, I'm going to make this the front. Yeah, this will be the front. Okay, so now my covers are made, again, to be specifically slightly smaller than the cover itself. So I know that there should be just a little bit showing of the actual cover on the top and on the bottom. But I like to visually see how much exactly before I glue it down. And this just slides up. It just slides up and slides down. Okay, so hang on one second. Hang on one second. I am trying to. And the lower you put it down, it actually holds it. And if you pull it up higher, it'll actually flip over. So right now, I'm put it down all the way so I can have it nice and tight and fitting like that. So I can figure this out here. Okay. And my method is actually really forgiving. So if you cut the jacket, which is this right here, a little bit crooked or whatever, it really just kind of hides it. Not that I ever make any mistakes, ever. Okay, so I can visually see how much of the sliver is supposed to show on both sides. So that way I can take note of that. Okay, so let's start gluing, right? Let's start adding some glue. And for even more protection, because I don't want to get glue on this either. Because if I get glue on this, then that means I'm going to get glue on this inside cover. So I don't want that to happen. So let me grab yet another piece of heat and bond. And again, if you use this method, you will have a lot of heat and bond to work with. And so it's lovely. It's just lovely. Got to recycle, you guys. It's just a bunch of plastic that is going to end up being thrown away anyways. But let's go ahead and reuse it a couple of times. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue. Don't add too much glue because that's not good either. Okay, so I'm using Turbo Tacky glue. If you guys know, this is my favorite glue of all time. I use it for my cover. I use it for decoration, for embellishment. So this is pretty much my all-purpose glue. I have this glue and this extra strength glue stick in my toolbox, and that's pretty much all I use. So this is available at Walmart, and I believe they also have it at the craft stores. They have the same price on Amazon, but I needed a glue that I can just go to the store and get. You know, I love Amazon, but glue is pretty much essential, and sometimes I cannot wait till even tomorrow. I need it today, so I am glad I found this pretty common glue, right? I love it. So I want to make sure and get the glue in between these stitches. And sometimes I even go back afterwards and I use, dang it, where'd it go? I use my little bottle. Where did it go? Where did it go? I have a little needle point bottle. I don't know where it is right now, but I have one of these. And sometimes even afterwards, after I'm done, I'll go in and put in glue right here to make sure that it's nice and glued down, because that is, who wants an unfinished journal that costs a nice penny, right? So I like to do right by my customers, so I always make sure that everything is nice and glued down. Okay, so now let me add a little bit of glue here, right here, and right here. Avocado chicken soup. Have you used just the tacky one? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And my only issue with it is it's a little bit more watery than this one. So it's I used it for a long time. And until they brought out this one, basically. The day that I saw this one, I was like hooked on it. So the regular one just has a little bit too much glue for my liking. And so that just causes my projects to not be able to be done live, basically, because the glue just takes way too long to dry. It does cause a little bit more wrinkles than I would like. Not saying that that's an issue, just more than I would like. And other than that, it's a good glue. I'd use it for embellishments, but I'm too busy buying this glue right here. Ooh, gross. A little bug just landed on my hand. I have the door open, so that happens. Okay, so I need a little bit. I can visually see that that should be enough of a sliver showing. That the length, the height is fine. Okay. So let me make sure this is laid down. Okay, so now what I want to do is pull this package down right here so that way it stays up. I'm going to need my fancy butter knife and my brayer. And I'm going to make sure that these edges caught the glue, right? I'm going to make sure they make good contact. A little bit of pressure is always good for any glue. And this is why you don't want to put too much glue, because all your glue will come out here and it'll ruin your cover. So I don't want to use too much glue. And that's why, like I said, afterwards, after it's all dry, I'll go in right here with my nail. And if it comes up, I'll put some glue right here. And I'll make sure that it stays nice and up. So that is an extra step that I take. You can put in the crease right here from the journal. Or not, that's your choice. I just want to make sure this makes contact. How long does this glue take to dry? I can't tell you time-wise. I always let this glue dry over 24 hours. But honestly, I think over 4 hours and it's good to go, honestly. But I do like to let dry for 24 hours. Okay, ideally. Okay, so that part is done. So now we got the spine to work with, right? So let's get glue on the spine. Is this the same glue in the little bottle? There's no glue in here right now, but I do transfer this glue into here. I have a little bottle somewhere that has some glue, I think. Oh yeah, here it is. I have one that's filled, and I really only needed one. But yeah, I put this glue in here. Yes. I do. Okay, so let's get this spine in here. Again, I don't want to get glue on the inside cover. So let me grab a paper towel. 1 second. Could use a baby wipe actually, but whatever. I'm gonna use a paper towel. So I'm gonna use this paper towel to get this glue off here. Of course, I can't get it all the way off, but it is gonna get the part that could ruin my cover off. So we can reuse it for this next step. Okay, we are good. We are good. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here so that I don't get glue on the inside. Okay, so let's do the spine. And my glue is going to do the poop sound, so that's great. Very mature, Daisy, very mature. I try and make sure I get this little spot right here. I forgot to put glue in there. The little spot right here in between the signature and the spine. I forgot to add glue there. That should be okay. I think we got enough glue there. Okay, good. I do like to put a nice little layer of glue on the chipboard spine. Again, you don't want to use too much glue though, because it'll just spill out. But not enough glue and it will not stay, right? So it's a tricky, it is a tricky thing here. Again, make sure I get the glue in between the sewn right here, the threads in between the stitches. My God, can I talk? Can I talk for one day, please? Just like one day. I could talk like a human being, please. Okay. By the way, one of my puppies' name is Daisy. I get that all the time. I always get that all the time. My dog's name is Daisy. Cool. I get that all the time. And I always get old people singing. It's always old guys singing me the Daisy song and the Donald song. Of course, when I used to work, I don't go out of the house anymore. But when I used to work, that always happened. It's funny. Oh, my dog's name is Daisy. That'd be a cute name. You're good, Jen. Good. It's just comes with the territory, you know. Okay, so let's get this spine in place. And I always forget, but you gotta be careful with this thing up against the signature because obviously it's paper. Lessons learned on the job. Karen says I'm gonna have to start at the beginning as I think I missed the pink Christmas part. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so I like to get in between here. Now, what I do need to do is get in between the signatures also. So I like to get in between the signatures to pat it down with my butter knife here. So I'll take this off. I can put it back. It's kind of funny how it works like a little pocket. So I'm going to go in between the signatures here. And I am going to go in with my butter knife. And I'm going to put my finger over here just in case there's extra glue. There wasn't that much extra glue. Okay, so my point right now is that this middle part right here makes contact. Because the signatures kind of want to pull it up. So I just want to make sure this part right here makes contact, and we'll make sure that the edges here make contact in 1 second. There's glue coming out of this one. Okay, try and catch it there. It just kind of makes the threads a little hard, but that's okay. Glue on my expensive poster board. It's just $1. It's not expensive. Okay. So there we go. Again, trying to squeeze out glue and try to make sure this part right here makes good contact. Let's go to the other part. Oop, that one had a lot of glue. Oh my gosh, that one had a lot of glue. A lot of glue. It happens. It happens. Make sure you get it all out because you don't want too much glue. Okay, so make sure this part here makes contact. Get ready for the glue over here. We are good over here. Okay. Sorry, I gotta get this glue off my fingers. Try to be correct. Yes, Jen, you are correct. This one was the one. Okay. So now that I made sure I put that, literally let me slip the cover back on. I don't know how this works, but it's magic. It does. And I just pretend this never happened. I'm loving this. I literally just did this like a week ago. This is part of a new process here. Part of the new process for sure. Okay, so let's get glue on the rest of this page, right? So normally, it doesn't really lay like that normally. Normally, I would have glued less of this, okay, because I put the glue on this part right here on the spine. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to gluing the rest of this so we can be done with this video. Let me turn on the fan. I am hot. Is anybody else hot? I'm hot. 1 second. Okay, wrestling with this junk journal, man. It's the whole workout. Okay. I'm just gonna double protect here. Because I want to get, because I want to get the glue in between all the stitches. That's why I put this protection on. There we go. Not too much glue. It's, honestly, I'd rather put less glue than more glue. If you need to know a tip for that. You're still improving your process for the yes. I always look for improvements, right? So you can always improve somewhere. And that's why I like making these videos, because I can document when things changed. When things got better. Because this is definitely an improvement over, this is like really, really secure, especially since I'm doing all these signatures with all these crazy threads. I used to just do this part right here, but you know what? It's not enough. It's not enough. I need more. Smooth this out here. Don't want to have too much glue there. And I love these silicone brushes, you guys, for my glue. So make sure you get some of these silicone brushes. They are just the best. Let me get some over here on these stitches. Archives, right? Yes, that's basically what my channel is. That's why I even post up my video game houses, because I want to document what it looks like. I'm silly. I'm silly. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Okay. So now the signature part has to be up. So this goes where it's supposed to be. Oops. Hang on, my hand's full of glue. Hang on. Mayday. Mayday. You don't want to deal with this with glue on your fingers because you will get glue on your cover. So that's also why I'm like trying to clean up my hands as quickly as possible so I can still work on this cover here and move it around a little bit. Just a little bit. This needs to be pulled. Stop it. Let me put a glue there. Put a glue there. That way it holds it. Okay, so I'm slightly pulling a little bit. Should be up a little higher, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine if it's not exactly centered, because that's why I have enough of the cover. Okay. Get the glue out. Let's get our brayer. Where's Boo Boo? You know what? He's looking out the door. He is looking out the door because it's a fresh day and I have the door open for him. So it's like I turned on the television, honestly. As soon as I open the door, as soon as he hears me turn the door, he wants to go outside. So I have the door open for him so he can look out, and he is loving it. Temperature is right. He just came out. Boo boo. Boo boo. What's up, Bush? He's been all quiet this whole time. All quiet this whole time. Huh, Boo Boo? You been a good boy, Boo Bush? You been the best little boy? He wants me to throw his toy. That's what that look means. Okay, so I'm getting my fancy butter knife. Again, making sure these edges are good. Make sure we have no glue coming out. I don't know how this thread here came out, but it's gone now. And okay, so the last step here that I'm going to do tonight, because again, I do let this dry for a minimum of 4 hours, but usually overnight, really. Usually overnight. Do you just have the one cat? Yes, I only have one cat. That's all I have the patience for. That's all I can handle. And I can't even handle that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here to finish off is these little edges right here tend to lift off. I have noticed in the many times that I have made this journal type, that these edges here on each side of the signature tend to come off, tend to want to lift up because of the weight of the signature. So what I like to do is I like to put paper clips on each side of the signature. So that way these edges stay nice and down. So this one ends up having 2 right there in the middle. Same as this one. See, I'm already anticipating the problems and solving the issues before they start. So there we go. So each one of these has a paper clip next to it. I'll do that to this one as well. I'll just glue out though. Make sure that is out. Okay, so let's get this in here. I'll leave the link to the playlist of how I've been making this junk journal. I've pretty much done every single step live, and it has been fun, y'all. Of course, next up is decorating. I don't know. I'm probably going to start a couple embellishments, more embellishments. There's a couple more versions of my typical embellishments that I would like to do in a Christmas fashion. So I might do a couple more embellishments before I actually start to decorate the journal. But it is good to get this done. Now I do like to let this dry flat overnight, and then in the morning I will fold it so it does keep its shape. I will fold it and let it stay like that for a couple hours before I actually work on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it like this, half a flat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something on either side here to kind of give it some support, so it doesn't like want to fold over to one side. It's going to make sure that it's nice and flat. What else am I going to use? I don't know. We'll figure something out. But for now, that's an example of how I'm going to lay it down to dry. So you guys, that is tonight's episode. Exactly 1 hour. Took us 1 hour to finish up the signatures, put them in order, put them in place, sew them in place, and put this cover inside. So you guys, it's been fun. It's been fun. I'm going to go probably play some video games. But anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. I am going to, I'm not sure if I'm going to go live earlier, do some embellishments, and then come back at night and maybe start embellishing it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what I do. But anyways, you guys know you can catch a new video from me every single day. Pretty much every single day of the week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much for conversing with me while I go live so I don't look like a crazy person. I should stop saying that. Anyways, you guys, I hope y'all have a good night. Thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Give me a little thumbs up if y'all learned something. Give me a little thumbs up if y'all had a good day. Thank you guys so much. I will see y'all tomorrow.